semiconductor producer in Malaysia. So for the last 3 years, Ricoh Berhad has experienced repeat sales grow as the demand of the products expanded nationwide. Partial statement of financial position, Ricoh Berhad as at 1st January as follows. So dia bagi sini 2 tahun 2021 and also 2020. Okay. Okay, so they're giving you dia kata ordinary share is 20,000 million of units. Okay, so yang kita nak guna yang ini nantilah units ya. And then they're also giving you the return earning, others reserve. Okay, and then they're giving you long term debt. So that means dia punya long term debt ni adalah convertible loan. Maksudnya dia boleh convert kepada share. Okay, so dia ada dua. Satu 10%, another one is 8%. Okay, so the 10% and 8%, A dan B. So kalau you tengok maksudnya 10% ni dia dah apa issue starting 2020 2020 and 2021. So yang this one yang B ni adalah yang baru lah 2020. Okay. Okay, and then additional information, net income for the year ended 31st December 2020 and 2021 were 20 million and 25 million. Okay, so December 2020 is 20 million. So this one is net income. Okay, so net income ni kita akan guna nanti kan untuk calculate earning per share dan semua lah. Okay, dan dilutif sekali ya. Okay, and then on 3 January 2021, so Ricoh bought back 2 million unit of share. That means this one is happened on 3 January. So dia beli balik 2 million unit of share. Okay. Okay. Okay, dia beritahu sini market price dia lah. So yang penting kat sini dia punya units tu. That means on 2000 this one is happened 2021. Okay. So that means dia punya 20 million ni akan berkurang kepada minus 2 million. That means balance dia jadi 18. Okay. Because dia buy back, dia beli, buy back. Bought back ataupun buy back lah. Okay, and then on 1st March 2021, the board director authorized exercise bonus issue for all existing share ratio 1:1. So dia ada bagi this one is happened on 1st March. Okay. Okay, so the exercise bonus, so we have a bonus share, and then for our existing shareholders lah, and then the ratio is 1:1. Okay, this one pun kadang some student kadang you confused kan, 1:1 ni maksudnya apa? Okay, dia macam ni Okay, kalau kita ada satu, we have one, and then kita dapat bonus 1. This means we call it 1:1. So maksudnya bonus kita punya share berapa? 2 kan? Sama juga kalau 1:2. Maksudnya kita punya share 1, so we have bonus 2. So our bonus total is 3 lah. That's why bila you nak buat calculation nanti dekat unit of share, so you kena times 2. Kalau 1:1 you times 2. Kalau 1:2 times 3. Nak times tu maksudnya you kena campur 1 campur 1, 2. So times 2. Kalau if 1:2, 1 plus 2. So that means 3. So you have to times 3. Boleh faham kan? Contohnya share you 1, you dapat bonus 1 kan? So that means 2. So kalau nak kira dari segi times tu, 1 darab 2. So you dapat 2. Okay. Kalau you dapat 1:2, that means you dapat 2 kan? Bonus 2. So kalau you ambil 1 campur 2, 3 kan? So that means bila you nak darab, 1 times 3. Total 3. Boleh faham Okay. Ni matematik Okay. So jangan confuse You kena darab 2 bonus you kena 2. Satu lagi isu bonus ni, sometimes dia ada mention Kalau di tengah-tengah tahun tu kita kena ambil kira juga. Contohnya tarikh kan. Contoh we have a example, kalau kita punya our convertible loan ni happen kan. Okay, contohnya dia 1 Mac, then after 1 Mac dia convert. So bonus tu you nak kira macam mana? Nak kira dengan bonus ke atau tak? So itu pun satu isu juga kan. So normally kalau soalan tak mention apa-apa, so you tengok tarikh. Okay, contohnya saya bagi contoh kat sini. Kita tengok convertible. Okay, tak apa, kita masuk nombor 4 ni dulu. Nanti saya explain lagi. Kita tengok nombor 4 ni berkaitan dengan convertible loan. Okay, number 4 ada 10%. Okay, 10% convertible loan stock A, and the 8%, okay, convertible loan stock B were issue on 1st January. So they issue pada 1 January 2020, another one is 1st January 2021. Okay, so this one is 2020, this one is 2021. Okay, kalau macam ni, in this case kan, so bila bila dia kata bonus, that's mean you kena ambil kira. Walaupun example, okay, kita cuba baca lagi. Each 1 million of this loan stock is convertible into 500 ordinary share. Okay, so that's mean kalau you nak kira, you kena ambil total loan tu kan, bagi dengan 1000 time 500. Okay, so you have to divide by 1000 ringgit time 500. Okay, so you dapat total unit of ordinary share. Okay, on 1st September 2021, 20% of the 10% convertible loan was convert to ordinary share. That means this happened on 1st September. Okay, and then 20%. Okay, 20% of the 10% convertible loan. Okay, so convert to ordinary share. Okay, sekarang ni kalau you tengok dia convert pada 1 September kan. Okay, bonus kita pada 1 Mac. Kalau ikut you punya logik akal kan, ataupun you punya fikiran you, maksudnya tak perlu dapat lah bonus ni. Sebab bonus di announce pada 1 Mac. Sedangkan our convertible loan ni, pihak yang ada untuk convert loan ni, dia berlaku is happen on September. Kan? Sepatutnya tak dapat bonus. Tapi dalam this case, dapat bonus. Sebab dia apa? Sebab dia adalah dia issue. Loan ni, convertible loan ni issue on 1st January 2020, satu lagi 1st January 2021. So that means dua-dua ni kalau dia if dia convert, walaupun more than lepas pada tarikh 1 Mac, you still have to calculate. That means you kena kira time, you kena times dengan 2. Contohnya nanti bila you nak buat earning per share kan, so dia ada convert pada 1 September, so this convert ni you have to times 2, dapat bonus. Boleh faham kelas? Okay ke? Any question? Boleh okay. So you in this case maksudnya you kena darab 2. So ada 1 September ni dia ada convert kan, so you have to times 2. Because tarikh tu. Okay, because dia issue pada 1 Januari, that means before. Issue is happen before the bonus is announced. Kan, bonus announced 1 Mac 2021. So dua-dua convertible loan ni, A dan B ni, dia issue pada 1 Januari 2020, another one 1st January 2021. So it's before 1st March 2021. Kalau dia offer lepas, okay, maksudnya dia offer, dia issue lepas 1 Mac. Itu depends on question. Kalau question kata kena ambil kira juga, you have to calculate. Kalau question didn't mention, so tak perlu times 2. Okay, so faham situasi tu. Boleh yang kelas? Okay ya? Kelas, okay. Boleh dengar suara saya? Okay ya? Kelas?
Boleh doktor.
Boleh ya? Okay. Okay, so now kita tengok okay, number 5, Eriko Berhad approve an employee share option. Okay, share option scheme on 1st January 2019. Okay, with an exercise price 5 ringgit per share, and then all key executive director of the company as follows. So dia ada bagi this actually dia employees share option ni for apa? For this person lah, ada 3 orang kan. So total dia semua ada berapa? Actually kalau you calculate the offer sini all is 1 million lah. At 1 million by exercise only 100,000. Dr. Samuel yang exercise. Okay. So only 100,000 unit of 100,000 unit of option ni has been exercised on October. Okay. So the average price for the share is okay, untuk kira option ni, so you kena ambil average. Okay, you so set you punya mind, tulis ataupun jot kat sini. You have to take average market price. So ambil yang ini, RM7. Jangan ambil yang others than that. Okay, set in your mind, you kena ambil average market price for the year 2000. In this case is year 2021. So you have to use RM7. Jangan ambil others. Lain tarikh tak mau. Kena ambil pada average. Okay. And then the corporate tax is 24. That means you kena darabkan after tax semua kena 76% lah. So that means you boleh tulis lah sini 76%. Okay. Okay, one more saya nak tanya. Apa different option dengan right? Kalau tengok macam sama kan, option dengan right. Apa different dia? Sebenarnya dua-dua ni adalah sama. Cuma right ni di-offer kepada ditawarkan kepada pemegang saham existing shareholder. Itu right. Okay, tapi for option ni di-offer kepada employee, pekerja company punya employee. So itu je different dia. Itu right tu di-offer untuk pemegang saham existing shareholder. Okay, we call it as a right. So share yang diberi offer kepada employees, we call it as a share option. Okay, boleh faham cuma share option ni kita akan masuk nanti calculation, you akan kira dalam, kalau dia convert, you have to include dalam earning per share. Kalau dia tak convert, kita masuk dalam dilutive, calculation for dilutive. Tapi for right ni you have to include dalam earning per share. Okay, so based on dia punya tarikh tu, expired date dia. Okay, so right ni based on expired date. Kalau dia dah expired, example this year dia expired, that means you have to include. Okay, and then you have to do the factor tu. Ada 1 point berapa tu kena darab. Okay, you have to do that. Okay, that is right. Okay, so that is different between share option dengan right. Okay, boleh ada yang macam confuse. Benda yang sama sebenarnya, tapi satu untuk employee, satu lagi untuk pemegang saham. Okay. Existing pemegang saham yang ada. Okay, kita tengok soalan. Ada 4 soalan ni. Okay, actually this exercise is good for your final exam ni. Okay, first calculate comparative. So dia nak comparative. So when talk about comparative of earning per share, bila kata 2020 and 21, when you talk about comparative, that means you kena make sure dia punya asas tu kena sama. Kalau contoh you nak compare kan, kalau you nak compare lelaki dengan perempuan, tak boleh. Asas tak sama, dia lelaki, dia perempuan. Nak compare, you kena check lelaki dan lelaki. Asas dia kena sama. So same sama juga dalam kes ni. Bila you buat comparison, okay, 2020 ni you kena adjust, jadikan dia 2021. Example apa? Bonus tadi. Kan? So that means you kena darabkan 2. For unit of share, 2020 tu tak ada bonus lagi. Kan? We don't director tak announce bonus lagi. Tak issue bonus lagi on 2020. He only issue on 2021. Tapi for comparative punya basic earning, kita nak compare. So 2020 tu you kena masukkan elemen bonus. That means you have to times 2. Kalau in our case lah. Kalau case soalan lain dia times 3, you times 3. Boleh faham bila nak kira earning per share tu. Okay, so ni kita nak buat earning per share, so you have to include to bonus share to times 2 tu, darab 2. Okay, boleh kan kelas? Okay, ada soalan tak? Okay tak? Is it okay? Okay. So this one is a good question for your practice for your final nanti. So cuba kalau tak clear lepas after this go through again. Okay. So now we proceed with, okay, kita cuba tengok soalan A tadi, buat apa tadi, saya lupa. Comparative. Okay. So now we doing the comparative. Comparative earning per share. Okay. Basic earning per share. Okay, we do for 2000, tak ada color pula. 2020 and 2021. Okay. Okay, so you boleh guna cara macam ni. Okay, so actually is a good example lah sini. So you buat comparison. So you guna jadual macam ni, okay ya. So you buat 2020, okay, sebenarnya benda ni bagus cara dia bagus. Okay, so we start with the, okay, you tahu kan kita nak kena ambil profit after tax kan. Okay, so we start with profit after tax. Oh, dalam soalan ni dia tak ada preference share. Ada tak? Kita ada tengok preference share? Tak ada. We don't have any preference share. So kalau tak ada preference share, just ambil je lah profit after tax ni ya. So kita dah bagi tadi 2021, okay, 25 million, okay, 2020, 20 million, okay. So ini lagi bagus kalau ada preference share dividend, so you have to minus with preference share dividend ataupun you buat notes kat sini tulis if include the question include the preference share dividend, so you have to minus the preference share dividend. Okay, profit yang kita akan divide dengan ordinary share, units of share tu must be profit after tax after you deduct ataupun you include the dividend, after kita tolak dividend preference share. Okay. So dalam soalan ni dia tak ada preference share. Jadi kita tak ada go through pasal preference share kan? Ada. Okay, betul. Okay. And then yang ini dibuang ini saya lupa nak buang. Ini adalah skema, answer scheme buang. Tak ada relate. Ini adalah dia kira 16 tick. So satu tick suku markah. So equal to 4. Okay. So this one dapat 4 marks lah. Example. Okay. So this one cancel lah. Tak ada relate. Okay. Okay. So we start with, okay, kita start dengan 2000, kita buat 2020 dulu lah. Okay, 2020. So formula tu you tahulah kan, kita punya profit after tax after you deduct dengan dividend, preference share dividend. Okay, so in this case tak ada preference share, no, tak ada preference share, that means no dividend lah. Okay, so that means 20 million. Okay, you ambil 20 million divide. Okay, so sekarang ni nak cari unit of share. Okay, so 2020 kan, 2020 kalau you tengok tak ada apa-apa kan. Convertible loan ni pun kita cuma happen on 2021. Okay, that means dia tak ada apa-apa. Tak ada perbezaan apa lah, tak ada convert, tak ada yang berlaku convert of ni. So tapi this one tapi we have a bonus kan, tadi saya ada mention about bonus. Okay, so kita when we talk about comparative basic earning per share ni, that means dia punya asas tu kena sama. You tak boleh ambil 20,000, 20 million ni. You have to times 2. Okay, that's why you dapat sini 40 million. Kalau you ambil 20 million kan, sama. So kat sini you akan dapat 1 kan, 1.0. So dia punya asas tak sama. Di sini you ada bonus, di sini tak ada bonus. So asas dia tak sama. So kalau asas tak sama, result dia pun akan tak sama. So to be fair, so kita assume 2020 tu ada bonus juga. Bila kita times tu, so different tak banyak kan. So kalau kita bagi comparative, contoh kalau you ambil 20, so sini ada 1.0. So bila investor tengok, merosot. Padahal this one ada bonus. Ini tak ada bonus. So that's why so that's why we have to include. When we talk about comparative lah. Kalau soalan kata nak only 2020 saja, so you tak perlu lah. Divide by 20 million, divide by 20 million. Okay. Boleh faham kelas? Is it okay? Sorry, ada soalan dia. Okay, so kita proceed with 2021. 2021, 25 million. So dia punya profit, tak ada dividend preference share, so 25 million. Okay. So you nak calculate dia punya units of share. Okay, outstanding share tu. Okay. So unit of share, that means you kena ambil kira yang convert, because kita buat earning per share. And we didn't do the derivative. So bila buat earning per share, you kena cari yang convert saja. Okay. So kita ada berapa tadi yang convert? First you kena ambil yang convert, satu lagi yang bonus lah. Bonus memang kena ambil kira lah. Okay. So bonus you akan ambil kira. Convert, kita ada satu je convert tadi. Kan? Kita ada dua convert. Satu convert stock, satu lagi share option. 100 kan? So that's mean ada 3 benda yang you kena buat. Bonus, okay, you have to do the bonus. Okay, saya cuba highlight sini. So you have to do the bukan bonus, satu lagi buyback. Okay, buyback. Okay, jadi ada 4 semua. First we have a buyback, and then we have bonus. Okay, and then we have a convertible loan tadi. And then ada one option. So ada 4 sebenarnya. Okay. So ada 4. That means you punya, okay, before you times dengan bonus tadi, so that means kita dah buy back 2 million kan. That means you kena ambil, kita punya total is 20 million. So tolak 2. Baru times 2. Okay, that means 20 million minus 2. So you get 18. So 18 times 2. 2 tu adalah bonus. Okay. Ni sama macam jawapan ni. Okay, 20 minus 2 and then times 2. This one is 2 is for the bonus. Okay, settle kan. Lepas tu kita buat sekali bonus dan buyback. Okay. So tinggal 2 lagi. Okay. Okay, for number 4 20% convert. Okay. So kita punya total 10% ni is 50 million. Okay. So that's mean nak calculate dia punya unit of share, that's mean you kena ambil 50 million divide by 1 million, okay, time 500, and then dan jangan lupa times 20%. Dan satu lagi times dengan tarikh dia, date dia. Kalau September means 4 months lah. Okay. So sepatutnya ia akan buat macam ni, 50, okay, so 50 bagi 1000, and this one is 50 million divide by 1000, and then times 500, okay, betul. Okay, and then saya lupa, satu lagi you have to times 2 bonus tadi lupa. Okay, bonus ni selalu you akan lupa selalu kena highlight bonus ni. Okay, so you have to times 2. Okay, bonus kena times 2, semua kena times 2 sebab this all happen kalau you tengok dekat option ni pun, dia disclose option ni bila scheme option ni is on 1st January. So 1st January is before announce of bonus. So this one also you kena times 2. Option ni pun kena times 2 sebab dia offer tu 1st January 2019 before the bonus punya issue. Bonus issue 2021. So ini pun you kena times 2. Okay, semualah kena times 2. Dalam soalan ni semua kena times 2. Okay. Okay, so that's mean so 20%, okay, start dengan 20%. Actually ni tak ada masalah lah, you depan belakang pun tak apa sebab dia semua darab dengan bahagi kan. So you boleh, so 20% times 50 million divide 1000 times 500 times 2 times 4 divide by 12. 4 divide by 12 ni adalah for 4 months. So because this is happen on September. Okay. Boleh So nanti you masukkan calculation ni. Okay, cuba kira dapat tak? Contohnya ni saya dapat 36 million. Okay, 20 minus 2, 18, 18 times 2, 36, plus dengan this one akan dapat 333, and then this one, okay, last one is, okay, yang kita convert, yang dia option yang dia exercise is 100,000. So 100,000 units, okay, so 100,000 unit you have to times 2, and then times dengan tarikh dia. Berapa dia beli, pada tarikh bila dia beli. Okay, this one is October. So October, November, December, 3 months. So that's mean 100,000 times 2 times 3 divided by 12. Okay, betul ni. 100 times 2 times 3 divided by 12. Okay. So you akan dapat this 50 million. So Shampoo akan dapat 39.383 million. So you include dalam sini lah. So you akan dapat basic earning per share for 2021 is 0.63, and then for 2020 is 0.5. Okay, so jawapan dia ni correct lah, betul. Okay. Dengan andaian jawab calculation ni betul saya tak kira cuba you kira betul tak calculation dia. Okay, kelas ada soalan tak, boleh? Is it okay? Okay, this earning per share will be your question number 5. Dan you boleh score sebenarnya 20 marks. Boleh dapat 20 marks boleh dapat. Okay. So don't worry. So just go through the question. Actually ni you just baca je, highlight. Penting you highlight tarikh kan. Then you tahulah ada board back semua ni. Okay. Then you kena faham konsep tadi lah yang saya kata tadi, konsep apa? Convertible tadi. Okay. So kalau dia announce bonus ni, after the issue of convertible loan ke convertible bond ke apa ke kan. So that mean convertible tu bila dia exercise ataupun dia convert, that mean you have to times dengan bonus. Okay, itu yang penting. Okay. Kalau soalan tak mention apa-apalah. Okay. Okay, so kita tengok next. Okay, next. Okay, dia kata prepare a table of earning per incremental share. Okay, sebenarnya yang dalam kelas saya tak actually saya ajar table ni. Kalau tengok dalam notes ni memang ada table kan. Saya dah ajar table. Okay. Cuma saya tak namakan table tu Okay, so I didn't this one is the table tu lah yang dikatakan EPIS ni kan. EPIS okay. So when dia nanti dalam your final nanti dia akan bagi soalan, dia akan tanya you prepare a table of earning per incremental share, EPIS ni. So bila kata EPIS ni, that mean this table lah. Table ni. Okay. Yang kita buat dilutive tu. Okay. Ataupun dalam jawapan dia yang ini lah, table ni. Okay. Sebab dalam exercise saya semua saya tak guna perkataan EPIS ni. Saya cuma prepare basic earning and then prepare dilutive kan. So kalau you nak kira dilutive, you kena buat table ni lah. Tapi dalam final nanti dia guna terms ni. So jangan confuse about the terms ni. Okay, that's why saya nak exercise ni bagus. Kalau exercise ni macam ni, dia cuma so you buat earning per share and then dilutive. Tapi bila you nak buat dilutive, you akan buat table lah, confirm lah kan. Tapi dalam soalan ni dia suruh you buat. That means bila talk about EPIS ni, maksudnya table ni. Jangan panik pula. Tak tahu apa ni EPIS ni. Okay. Boleh kelas? Okay So we do this table, table untuk dilutive ni. Okay. Okay, so kita akan start dengan mana-mana you boleh start. Make sure you column tu kena betul. So we have an instrument punya column, okay, ataupun item punya column. And then we have a column for increase in earning, increase in ordinary share, unit of share, and then increase in earning per share. That means you ambil profit, untung tadi, earning, divide by total increase of ordinary share. So dapat result berapa? Tentu, okay. Boleh so that means ada 4 columns ni. You have to memorize dia punya format because dalam exam nanti adalah face to face, physical punya exam. Okay, so you tak dapat refer pada notes. Make sure you have to memorize. Okay. Okay, kita start dengan kita ikut soalan ni lah. Dia start dengan ESOS ni ataupun option. Okay. Start dengan option. Okay, so normally option ni we don't have any increase in earning. Okay, sebab kita offer staff kita untuk beli saham company. This one kita buat ni because nak bagi staff ni dia ada macam semangat lah, ataupun ada because dia rasa macam this company also belong to dia because dia ada share dalam company. So dia punya kerja, dia punya performance akan lebih increase, lebih baik. Okay, macam tu. Itu strategi company lah. Okay. Normally dia offer pada yang director kan. So director ni akan lebih more serious lah. Okay, untuk dia punya performance, dia punya sebab performance dia akan relate dengan company punya performance. So company punya performance adalah seolah-olah dia punya performance because dia juga adalah owner, one of contribution, contribute kepada share of the company. Okay, that's why kita offer option. Okay. Okay, option ni for increase in earning 0. Okay, tak ada. Okay, and then cuma for you boleh refer balik dekat notes Untuk option ni dia ada kira calculation. Dia kena you kena ambil harga. That's why saya suruh ambil harga market price ni, you kena ambil average. Selalu soalan akan bagi 2-3 price. So you kena ingat ambil average. Okay. So you ambil average, example here you ambil 7 ringgit ni. And then you comparekan dengan exercise price dia. Selalunya kita akan ambil 7 minus 7 harga ni minus dengan exercise 5 atau minus 5 and then divide by 7. Okay, kalau dalam this question lah. Okay, formula dia macam tu. Okay, and then so kita tak ada increase in earning 0. Okay, so increase in ordinary share ada. Okay. Okay, first, okay, kalau tengok dalam jawapan ni dia bagus. Dia buat not exercise. Dia asingkan exercise dengan not exercise. Okay, not exercise yang, yang tak exercise lagi. Kan? Maksudnya sebelum ni Samuel ni dia ada 200,000, so dia exercise 100,000, so ada balance lagi 100. So that means yang tak exercise is 900. So that means 900,000 okay, times 2 divide by 7 ni actually dia punya price tadi. 7 minus 5 kan. So ini pun satu cara mudah yang nak buat kan. So you boleh kira siap-siap. 7 minus 5, 2. So divide by 2 divide by 7. So you boleh buat macam ni. 2 divide by 7. Cepat sikit dia punya kerja. Okay, working tu. 2 divide by 7. And then times 2. 2 is bonus. Saya dah kata tadi kan, this is happen on 1st January. So 1st January is sebelum 1st March 2021. So this share option ni, dia entitled untuk dapat bonus. So bila dia convert, dia akan ada bonus. Okay. Kalau tak convert pun dalam dilutive, kita kena times 2. Okay. So that means you have to not exercise, you have to times 2. So you dapat this figure. And then for the exercise is 100,000. Okay, 100,000 exercise. The same, 2 divide by 7. Cuma yang exercise ni is happen on 1st October. Kan, maksudnya dia dah exercise 1 Oktober. So kita nak kira yang tak exercise tu. Kan, maksudnya bulan yang sebelum dia exercise. Dia exercise 1st October, that means dia exercise 3 months kan. Contoh kat sini kita buat 3 months. Here is 3 months. So here we have to use 9 months. That means 3 plus 9, 12 months. 12 bulan lah. Okay. And then times 2 bonus. So you get the amount. Boleh class? So this amount increase in ordinary share. So you boleh proceed dengan dia punya increase in earning per share. 0 divide by amount ni. So you dapat 0 lah. Nil. Okay. This one is jadi kita punya first rank lah. Okay. Okay kelas, ada soalan tak? Boleh?
Okay, doktor.
Okay. Okay, ataupun satu cara bila you baca, okay, bila you nak buat earning per incremental share ni, so the best way you tanda berapa item ada. Contoh kat sini kita ada berapa item. Kita ada yang untuk dilutive kan, kita ada satu option. Okay, and then convertible ni kita ada 2. So maksudnya dia ada 3 lah. 3 item di ruangan sini. Okay, maknanya satu option, and then kita ada convert loan, 10% convert loan, and then convert loan 8%. Okay, so that means ada, we know that we have a 3 item lah. So sambil you baca tu, you boleh, tak tahu kenapa dia tak boleh padam. Okay. So we know that 8% lah. Ada 3 item. Okay. Okay, so we already do the first item. So the second item, okay, kita tengok ikut jawapan ni, they're using the 10% tu. Okay, so 10% we have convert 20% kan. Okay, so for convertible loan ni, so dia akan ada increase in earning. And because kita ada bayar 10%. Kan? Bila kita assume all this loan is convert to shareholders, convert to share, that means 10% interest tu kita tak perlu bayar. So that means our earning ni, kita punya income atau kita punya profit ni akan increase because of this interest we didn't pay. Because all the share is convert to, all the loan is convert to share. Okay, that's why we call it as an increase in earning. Dari segi option, dia memang tak ada increase in earning. Dia cuma increase in ordinary share. Tapi for convertible loan ataupun convertible bond and convertible preference share, dia akan increase in earning. Because kita pay dividend for preference share. Kalau bond dengan loan kita we paid interest. Okay. Boleh ya? So that means first you have to do the increase in earning. Okay, and then after that you kira increase in ordinary share. Okay, increase in earning. Okay, mula-mula yang so kita pecahkan. The best way you pecahkan yang dah convert dengan yang belum convert. Ya, yang tak convert lagi dah yang dengan yang dah convert. Okay, so yang tak convert lagi actually we have a 80%. So that means 80% ni you boleh is a full month lah, full year. Dia 80% tu dia tak convert langsung. That means full year. Okay, so that means you ambil 80% times dengan 10%. Okay, 80% times dengan dia punya interest rate 10%. 80% times 10%. Okay, and then times with 50,000. Okay, and then don't forget about the tax. Mesti after tax. Okay, time with the because this one is earning, pendapatan, earning. That means you have to times with after tax. Kalau di bawah ni tak perlu, because this one is a unit of share. This one is earning. So that means you have to take after tax. So the base rate time dengan 0.76. Okay, tak perlu tolak dengan 24%. Just time dengan 0.76. That's why saya suruh you buat 76%. Okay. Okay, and then okay, this one for 1 year. Okay, actually you boleh times 12 divide by 12 ataupun you just stop setakat sini je lah. Okay. Ini tak buat pun tak apa. Okay, it's the same lah, sama. Okay, so you dapat this amount. Okay. Okay, and then next you buat pula yang 0.2. Okay, yang dah convert. Okay, tapi you have to look at the date. So the date they convert bila? They convert in 1st September. Okay, that means 1st September tu already convert. So you kena ambil yang belum convert, yang tak convert lagi. Maksudnya dia tak convert tu daripada January until August. That means we have 8 months. Okay. Yang convert kita dah buat sini. This one. Kita dah buat ni. Kan, untuk earning per share. So now we doing this is not yang tempoh yang tak convert tu. Okay, 20% tapi is for 8 months. Okay, sini is for 4 months kan. So 4 plus 8 become 12. You can double check lah sebenarnya. Okay. Sama juga ni, you boleh double check. 3 plus mana tadi? 9, 12. Okay. Kalau nak double check for your betul tak betul you buat. Okay. So that's mean 0.2 times 50 sini. 0.2 times 10% times 50,000. Okay. Time 76%, and then times 8 divided by 12. Okay. Semua sama kan, cuma this one is 0.2 and then this one must be 8 over 12 lah. So you get this result. So ini dia punya profit ataupun earning dia. Okay, increase lah earning. Okay. Okay, now we calculate for increase in ordinary share pula. Okay. So ordinary share you have to 500,000, you have to divide by 100 and then times with 500. Okay. And then don't forget about the bonus. Times 2. Okay. Itu penting. Okay. So for 80%, so actually 80% is for full year. Okay. So I mean 80% times 50,000 divided by 1,000. Bukan 50,000, 50 million divided by 1,000 times 500, and don't forget to times 2 bonus. So you get 40 million. Okay. Okay, and then for 2%, okay, 2% is only for 8 months only. So times 50 million divided by 1,000 times 500, and then times 8 over 12 for 8 months. And then don't forget about the bonus, time 2. So you get this amount. And total you get this amount. And then masukkan kat sini. See, this is the earning, and then this is the outstanding. Okay. So you get 0.07 dilutive. Okay. Okay, macam mana you nak tahu dia dilutive atau tak? Anti-dilutive, so you compare dengan now is in 2021, so you compare dengan 0.63 kan. So that means semua ni adalah 0.07 is less than 0.63. Kalau result dia more than 0.63, that means is anti-dilutive. So you kena exclude, tak boleh masuk. Exclude from the rank lah, tak boleh masuk. Because dia dah anti-dilutive. Dia dah lebih daripada 0.63 ni. Okay. Because kita buat dilutive ni nak tunjukkan bahawa kalau kita convert all these convertible ni kepada share, so kita punya earning ni akan decrease. So shareholders akan tengok, oh kalau tak convert semua, okay, earning per share kita 0.63. Okay, kalau kita convert semua, okay, so we get example 0.61 example. Okay. Tapi kalau dia more daripada 0.63, so no point lah. Kan? So tak kisahlah. So that's why they call it anti-dilutive. Kan? So tak perlu ambil kira lah. So kita nak tengok yang dia berkurang, bukan nak tengok dia makin tambah. Okay. Boleh sebab this one is semua andaian kan. Okay, derivative ni. Kita andai dia convert semua. Okay. So tapi kalau dia dah lebih daripada ni per share, so no need to include lah. So no point lah kalau you buat yang andaian tu lebih baik kan. So kita buat andaian tu supaya berhati-hati kan. Means share ni possible boleh berkurang lagi. Okay. Kalau semua convert. Tapi kalau dia dah anti-dilutive, lebih untung pula kan. So dah jadi purpose dia tu dah tak fulfill. Okay. Boleh Kelas? Okay. Any question? Ada soalan tak? Boleh Okay, now we proceed with the kita dah settle ni. Okay, 8%. So 8% ni tak ada convert kan. So that means you boleh ambil semua lah. So increase in earning, okay, for increase in earning, so that means you ambil 8% times dengan 20,000 times dengan after tax. Okay, cukup lah. Kan? So dia tak ada convert. Tak ada convert during the year kan. So you ambil terus, so you dapat this amount. Okay, and then for the ordinary share pun sama. 20 million kan, divide by 1,000 times 500 times 2. Don't forget the 2 ni. Bonus. Okay. So tak perlu ambil 8% atau 80% atau 20%. Because all these are not converted yet. Okay. So you kita ambil full amount. Okay, so you dapat 20 million. So you bagikan, you akan dapat kosong 0.6. Okay, for your final exam ni, the best way, you buat tambah satu kat bawah ni, bila you dah siap ni buat ranking. Tambah je satu, ranking. Okay, you boleh buat ranking sebenarnya R1, R2 macam ni kan. Tapi the best way you, because ada marks sebenarnya. So the best way you tulis perkataan ranking, write ranking, and then, okay, first is this one, ESOS ni, option. Okay. Second is 8%, 0.06. Okay. And then third rank is 10%. So you do like this. Okay. Sikit dia buat macam ni. So the marks ni. Okay. Boleh kelas? Any question for the B? Question number B? Question 2B? Okay. Okay. So next, sekejap. Okay. Okay, soalan next. Soalan number C. Okay. Calculate the dilutive earning per share. Okay, this one for the you dah dapat result ni, you just masukkan. So calculate the dilutive earning per share. So you have to calculate the dilutive earning per share. So for 2021 okay. So that means you just okay, you boleh buat you boleh buat jadual macam ni. It's good. Okay, so this one is dia punya item earning, and then unit of shares, and then dilutive dia berapa. Okay. So that means we start dengan yang earning per share 2021, 25 million dengan 39.3 million. Okay, you masukkan. Okay. Basic earning per share. Okay, 25 million and then 39. You follow je, ambil daripada sini. Jawapan ni kan. Dua ni. Okay, masukkan. And then amount dia pun sama, result dia pun sama. 0.63, tak perlu gila, masukkan. Okay. Okay, and then baru you start ikut rank. But the first rank is option. Okay, so you masukkan option. So nilai option ni is nil dengan ordinary share dia is unit of ordinary share is 557 and 143,000. Okay, so you masukkan nil. Okay, tambah kena tambah ni nil, and then this one is the unit. So total, okay, and then dapat total. So you divide 25 million divide by 39. So dalam this case mungkin dia punya amount tak banyak so amount dia sama 0.63. Okay, bila you bundarkan bila you we call it you round figure tu, you akan dapat actually sama lah figure dia, amount dia. Okay, and then second rank is 8%. So 8% is 1.26 for earning, unit is 20 million. So masukkan. Okay, so ini you dah total kan, so you masuk buat cara macam ni bagus. Table macam ni is good. Okay, 8% and then include the earning and then the units. So get the total. So total divide dengan units, so dapat 0.46. Okay? Kalau kita tengok dia akan makin berkurang. So last kali kita akan ambil yang paling last akan dapat we get the relative. Okay? That's why kita buat ranking tu. Supaya dia amount dia ni akan berkurang. Okay? Okay, and then last kali is 10%. So 10%, we already calculate 3.546 million, and then increase dia 46.6 million. So you masukkan. Okay, and then you total, and then you total, dan this total divide dengan this. Dapat 0.28. So the last kali ni 0.28 is the relative. So this is the answer. Okay, so that means you punya basic earning per share is 0.63. So you punya relative is 0.28. So that means investor akan nampak, okay, kita punya earning per share, kalau satu share kita akan dapat, kalau satu example the share is ni we can get 63 cents untuk setiap unit of share. Okay, tapi if we all the convertible ni kalau convert, so kita akan dapat 28 cents. So dia boleh nampak difference. Okay. So this one is important for them to whether to increase the investment ataupun dispose dia punya ataupun sales dia punya investment. Okay, depends on the shareholders. Okay, okay class, is it okay? Ada soalan tak sebelum kita tengok yang D ni? Okay. Okay, cuba kita tengok D ni. So dia ada bagi dia bagi situation. In this case dia bagi giving you a situation. So assume independently Eriko Berhad is in dire needs, maksud dia dalam keadaan yang problem lah, needs to provide immediate fresh capital for the group ongoing expansion project and offer a renounceable right issue on basis one right. Okay, dia punya basis adalah one. Okay, sekarang ni dia bagi right issue. Okay, so right issue that means they're giving offer to the shareholder, the existing shareholder to purchase dia punya share. Okay, so that means right issue dia satu right ni, satu right boleh issue for 5 existing share. Okay, that means kalau shareholders tu ada pegang 5, dia pegang 5 share, that means dia dapat satu right. Macam tu. Okay, issue for 5 existing share. Okay, so kalau dia ada 10 unit share, so that means dia ada 2 right. Kalau dia ada 100 unit share, dia you kira lah bagi dengan 5, so dapat 20 macam tu. Okay. So with okay, ini satu. Okay, yang you kena highlight adalah exercise price dia. Exercise price dia adalah RM8. Sorry, kita nak gunakan nanti. Exercise price is okay, RM8. Okay, so yang mana penting ni you highlight. Okay. And then Rico has 10 million ordinary share outstanding. Okay, so dia ada 10 million. Okay, this one is in 2020 and 2021. Okay, when we talk about right ni, you kena ingat dia ada factor tu, ada formula kan. Mana formula? Right ni bukan relative, dia di bawah basic earning per share. Okay, this formula. Okay, this is the formula. Okay, kelas, sekejap. Okay, kelas. Mana tadi? Okay. So you have okay, this kita ada formula So saya pun tak ingat formula dia ni. Okay, so you kena hafal kan formula ni Hopefully right tu tak keluar lah So the number of ordinary share prior to right, actually tak susah sebenarnya formula dia. So actually you have to, this one is the, okay, the numbers of ordinary share outstanding prior right issue ni you kena ambil sebelum maksudnya sebelum expired tu okay. Dia maksud dia outstanding prior to right issue tu mean right issue tu dia ada tempoh you kena ambil start daripada before expired. Okay. So time with the adjustment factor. So adjustment factor ni you have to calculate fair value per share immediately prior to the exercise of right. Okay, and then okay, fair value kalau in our case ni fair value per share ni that's mean berapa? Saya tak baca habis lagi Okay. Okay, so that's mean this is a formula Okay. Okay, kita balik question kita read the question. Okay, the offer was made on 1st July. Okay, so ini offer dia. Offer is made on 1st July. Okay, and then expired on 30 June. So yang penting kat sini expired date dia tu. So dia expired 30 June 2021. So kalau sebelum expired tu, kan maksudnya before 30 June 2021, semua tu nanti you kena darab dengan factor tu. 1.0 berapa. Yang selepas tu tak perlu darab. Faham tak konsep dia? Contohnya kalau dalam soalan ni you have kena buat 2 years You have kena buat compare kan, you have to buat 21 and 2020 and 21. So that means 2020 tu you kena darab dengan factor. Lepas tu for 2021 you kena pecah dua. 6 month darab dengan factor, another 6 month tak perlu. Because expired dia 30 June. Okay. Boleh Ada soalan? Okay. Okay. Okay, then apa lagi dia mention? Okay, so dia mention sini the fair value on 29 June. So that means kalau you tengok dalam ni, soalan ni dalam formula, fair value per share immediately prior to the exercise of right. Exercise, kata exercise tu that means expired lah. Exercise, you kena ambil exercise ataupun untuk base way you guna ambil perkataan expired tu. Bila dia expired. Okay, dia ada tempoh dia kan. Okay, immediately prior tu. So immediately prior tu is refer to this lah. That's why dia kata sini 29 June. Sorry. That's why they mention here 29 June 10 ringgit. So 29 June is prior. Fair value dia prior sebelum 30 June. Sebelum expired. Okay. So this 10 ringgit ni you akan masuk kat sini. 10 ringgit. Okay. And then for the theoretical X right value per share, so you kena kira kat sini. Ni formula dia. Okay. So formula dia apa kat sini? Okay, nanti kita baca dulu ya. Okay, net income for the year ended 2021. Okay, so net income is 8 million. Okay, 2020. And then 9 million for 2021. Okay. Boleh Okay. So now, okay, so untuk ni. Okay, so to calculate the theoretical X right ni value. Okay, so you can ambil fair value. Fair value of all outstanding share. Plus with total amount received from exercise of right. So fair value for all outstanding. That means you can ambil apa? Okay, you can ambil total. Sorry, total outstanding. Okay, 10 million. Okay, so that means you kena timeskan dengan berapa? 10 million ni you kena time dengan 10. Okay, so you time dengan 10. And then exercise ni okay. So okay. Okay, satu lagi okay. Sebelum tu kita kira terus Saya lupa tadi. The best way you kira tadi kita ada 10 million. Okay, so that means kalau 10 million berapa kita punya right. So that means you kena ambil 10 million 10 million bagi dengan berapa tadi? Divide by 5 kan? 10 million divide by 5. 10 million je. 10 divide by 5. Ini you kena bagi 5. So dapat berapa? Kalau 10 million divide by 5. You dapat 2 million. So that means you akan dapat equal is 2 million. Okay. Boleh yang kelas? Okay ya? Boleh dengar suara saya okay ya?
Boleh dengar doktor. Boleh doktor.
Boleh okay. Okay. So you dapat 2 million. So that means okay. So ini yang exercise. Maksud saya yang right tu 2 million. Okay. So ini adalah total ordinary share. Saya nak bagi you faham dia punya formula tu. Okay. So that means fair value of all outstanding share. That means fair value, nilai fair value dia. That means 10 million kena times dengan 10 ringgit. Mana tadi 10 ringgit tadi? Hilang dah 10 ringgit tu mana? Kan tadi dia kata 10 ringgit. 8 ringgit. Exercise price is 8 ringgit. Oh, this one. Tak nampak 10 ringgit. Fair value at the this one 10 ringgit kan. That means 10 million times dengan 10 ringgit. Okay. So ini yang dia kata tadi. Okay. Fair value of all outstanding 10 million times dengan 10 ringgit. Okay. And then plus, tambah pula plus dengan total amount received from exercise of right. So berapa yang kita receive? Kita punya unit exercise ada right tu ada 2 million times dengan 8 ringgit. Okay. So you kira lah kan. So 10,000 tadi 10 million times 10 times 10 plus dengan 2 million times 8. Okay, tu you masukkan kat sini formula dia. Okay. And then lepas tu numbers of share outstanding prior to exercise and then plus numbers of share issue in exercise. Maksudnya apa? 10 million kan. Sebelum kita buat exercise 10 million, after exercise, after buat rights tu 2 million. So that means 10 plus 2. So 12 million. Boleh ya? Tu je. Okey, boleh ya? Okey, kalau okey, kita tengok dia punya answer ni Okay, sepatutnya apa yang kita bincang tadi akan samalah macam ni Okay, so jawapan ni dia tulis dia bagi state senang Bagus juga dia buat macam ni Share outstanding supaya you lebih clear kan. Share outstanding 10 million. Right issue okay, 10 divided by 5 sama 2 million kan. So total share outstanding is 12 million. Okay. So untuk kira dia punya theoretical dia buat theoretical dulu theoretical X right value ni. So macam saya kata tadi kita akan ambil 10 million times dengan sorry ni fair value for all outstanding share 10 million times dengan 10 ringgit and then plus amount yang kita receive for exercise 2 million times 8. So dapat total nanti. Okay, and then for dia punya bawah dia tu adalah total total outstanding plus dengan exercise punya number. Okay. So outstanding ada 2 million, yang kita exercise 2 million. So you get 12 million. So you akan dapat belum adjustment lagi you dapat theoretical right. Theoretical right is 9.67. This is theoretical right. Okay, untuk dapat adjustment factor kena masukkan theoretical right ni. Okay. Fair value of share immediate prior to right issue is 10 ringgit. 10 ringgit tadi. Pada 29 Jun 10 ringgit. So 10 ringgit divide by 9.67. So 10 ringgit divide by 9.67. So barulah you dapat adjustment factor. This is the adjustment factor. Betul. Boleh ya? Class, okay. Okay, sekarang ni kita nak masukkan adjustment factor. Ini tahun ni salah ni Ini salah ni. Dia bukan 2018 . Okay. So we are in 2000. This one 2020. 2020. And then this one is 2021. Okay, kelas. Okay, so ni betul kan 20 dengan 2021. Nanti you kena betul kan. Nanti bila you nak dekat final, nanti you nak study, nanti you confused kan. Tapi tak apa, kalau confused, WhatsApp. Okay, jangan risau. WhatsApp dalam group ke, WhatsApp kat saya ke. Bagi you clear. Okay. Okay, so now we want to calculate the basic earning per share. Seperti mana yang di soalan minta ni. Ni baru calculation dia, baru calculation for the factor. Okay. So now we want to calculate the basic earning per share. Okay, so now we need to calculate the basic earning per share. Okay, so we know that the net income 2020 is 8 million. Okay, ni kita tahu 8 million 2020, and then 2021 is 9 million. Okay. Okay, that's mean kita assume tak ada preference share, semua tak ada lah. Okay, kita based on this information kan. Okay. So now kita nak kira, okay, you nak darabkan dapat earning per share, you have to divide total income tadi, divide dengan outstanding share kan. Okay. So our outstanding share, actually kita dah tahu outstanding share kita adalah 10 million. Okay. Because of kita nak bagi sama dia punya tu, so that's mean you have to divide by factor dia. So ni factor dia, supaya dia punya amount tu jadi sama. Dia 2020 and 2021. So we can compare. Okay. So that's mean you have to time factor dia is, kita dah kira 1.03. So 10 million times 1.03. Okay. Kenapa kita time factor ni? Because 2020 is before expired. Expired is 30 June 2021. So now we are doing the 2020, January 2020 until December 2020. So it's a before expired. Expired of the right. So that's mean bila kita before expired, so that's mean you have to time dengan 1.03. You have to time with the factor. Okay. Kalau after expired, tak perlu time dengan factor. Boleh faham? Okay. Kalau lepas expired, kita tak akan guna 10 million. We have to use 12 million. Kalau lepas expired. And then after 30 June tu, you have to use the punya share dia, units of share dia is 12 million, bukan 10 million. Okay, because dia dah more than 30 June dah expired. That means dia dah convert to 12 million. Dah convert 2 million lagi. Tapi for those yang pada yang sebelum 30 June tu, so you have to time dengan factor 1.03 yang kita dah calculate. Okay. So bila you time dengan 0.3, you get 10.3 million. Okay. So baru you masukkan calculation for basic earning per share. So 8 million divided by 10.3. So 8 million divided by 10.3, so you get earning per share 0.78. So this one is for 2020. Okay, for 2021, it's the same. This one we get the net income is 9 million. Okay. Okay, so 2020 dia ada dua kan. Satu is dalam 2020 ni, one is before expired, another one is after expired. Okay. So yang before expired tu, you have to times with 103. You have to use 10 million and then times dengan 103 and times dengan 6 months. Okay, because dia before expired. Yang dah lepas expired, you have to use 12 million. Tak boleh guna 10 million sini. 12 million and then times dengan dia punya months. Okay. Sama macam jawapan ni dia buat. 10 million times dengan 0.3 and then times 6 over 12 for 6 months. Okay. Because kenapa 6 months ni? Because of dia belum dia before 30 June. So before 30 June must time 10 million and then times dengan 1.03. So after expired tu, after 30 June, so you just use 12 million. Ambil daripada sini total. Total outstanding campur dengan right issue tu. 12 million times dengan 6 months. And then you get the figure. And then 9 million divided by 11.15, so you get 0.81. So you boleh compare 2020 and 2021. So dia punya base sama. Sebab kita dah guna factor ni. Kalau tak ada, we make a comparison, tak sama. Dia punya base tak sama. So we cannot compare. Because 2020 kita include right. Yeah, this one kita tak include right. So tak sama. So bila kita buat factor ni, so dia akan sama. Compare. This means kita boleh compare 2020 and 2021. Okay. Before expired, before right tu, and then before expired dengan after expired. Clear kelas, ada soalan tak? Okay tak? Any question? Okay ya. Okay, soalan number 1 ni saya tak nak go through lah. Okay. Sebab saya akan boleh nak habis kelas awal hari ni. Okay, nanti kita go through, nanti lama-lama dia melirik sampai 2.5 lebih pula. Saya dah selalu ambil you punya masa. Sorry. Okay, ambil masa you. Kadang saya tengok ada yang kelas 2.5 kelang kabut masuk kelas lain. Okay. So hari ni stop setakat question number 2 je. Kalau awal lagi mungkin kita boleh discuss. Dah pukul 2 ni kalau saya discuss ni, saya lagi dia akan pergi sampai 2.5, 2.40 nanti. Okay. Okay. So hopefully, so all the best for your final exam nanti. For those yang yang dapat result masa midterm tu rendah kan. Dia ramai few dapat rendah midterm. Okay, so ambil this as challenge. Okay, try study. You have 50 marks lagi untuk final. Okay, so actually midterm is only 10%. Okay, so it's nothing actually 10%. It's not significant pun sebenarnya. Okay, so your final tu ada 50%. So take a challenge, study betul-betul. Okay, and then try to score your final. Okay, and then for those yang last minute, so yang belajar last minute ni tak sempat, yang ada last minute bukan you tak belajar, because you macam-macam. Sometimes some of you ada banyak masalah family macam-macam kan. So you last minute. Sebab kalau bila you study last minute, you have to believe. You kena yakin. Ramai orang study last minute berjaya. So you kena ada keyakinan tu dalam you punya mind tu, ataupun dalam you punya hati tu kena ada yakin. So ramai yakin dan percaya. Ramai orang study last minute berjaya. Ataupun ramai orang do kerja last minute ni berjaya. Yakin tu kena ada dulu, baru you boleh proceed. Okay, baru the confident. Yakin tu mean confident tu. Confident that you can score, even though it's the last minute. Memang you nampak macam tak logik kan, tapi you kena yakin. Okay, because confident tu akan bawa positif. Okay, result. Okay, so be confident. Kata yang those yang last minute lah. Okay, don't worry. Okay, just buka you punya notes, buka you punya exercise, go through you punya tutorial. Anything tak faham, you just boleh WhatsApp saya, boleh call saya. Kalau nak jumpa pun boleh buat appointment, so no problem. Kalau tak boleh physical punya jumpa, nak jumpa secara online pun boleh buat appointment, kita buat online. Okay, boleh tanya macam-macam. Okay, make sure you clear before your final exam tu. Then remember, this is a physical final exam. So certain format you have to memorize. Okay, so jangan ingat this one you dah 2 years kan, for 3 semester kan, guna online kan, boleh buka buku, notes kan. So this is a physical punya exam. Dewan Mas. Dan jangan lupa exam is Dewan Mas, bukan online. You have to go to the Dewan Mas for exam. 2.30 kita akan start on 20 Julai kan. So dalam 2 suku tu you dah kena ada kat sana. Normally kita akan masuk 15 minutes earlier. Okay, ada yang bagi talk ke apa benda, suruh you normally 50 minutes ni. So jangan lambat. Okay, make sure you siap makan, semayang semua, and then terus ke Dewan Mas. Kalau bas lambat ke apa, mungkin you kena jalan ke apa ke, make sure you sampai awal. Okay. Okay kelas. So jangan ingat online Jangan 2.30, 2.20 buat terfikir lepas tu buat ingat ni on apa physical Okay, so this one is your first time exam kan. So kena ingatkan buat dalam WhatsApp group ke, remind dia punya friend kawan-kawan you, team you punya team tu. Ada Parfor punya team kan, ada 6 orang kan. So sama-sama you ada WhatsApp group, so remind each other. Ataupun jumpa dekat Dewan Mas 6 orang tu, make sure all your friend ada, ataupun pergi sekali ke kan. Okay, so untuk you nak start so you biasakan dengan campus punya life ni. Okay, and then for those yang dah prepare dah study awal, so you just proceed. Jangan pandang belakang lagi, jangan tengok kawan you yang lambat, yang belum prepare ke, yang last minute, jangan ikut. You just follow you punya style, you punya cara tu dah betul. Okay, yang mana score your midterm tu, so just proceed. Okay, Jangan tunggu lagi. Kalau boleh, you dah siap tutorial semua, dah go through, okay, you nak question, you can WhatsApp saya akan bagi you question. For those yang dah okay tu. Okay, jangan you dah okay, you slow pula, jadi macam Arnab dengan kura-kura kan. So dia boleh tidur pula Arnab tu kan. Last dia kalah kan, kura-kura yang menang kan. So that is walaupun story yang macam kartun punya story kan, tapi ada pengajaran tu kan. For those yang dah laju tu so bukan saya suruh you ni, tapi maksud saya just proceed, continue je, jalan je. Okay, jangan berhenti ke, jangan pandang belakang lagi, just proceed. You punya cara dah betul. Okay, for those yang tu and then kena banyakkan doa lah. Exam ni kena banyak doa. Ask your doa ni, normally you kena suruh your parents lah doa. You doa ni banyak dosa kot kan, selalu jarang dapat kan. So your parents. So ask your parents, telefon your father, your mother kan, suruh dia doa. Okay. So ataupun your siapa-siapa lah, your orang ada datuk ke nenek ke kan, you rapat, auntie ke kan, uncle yang you rapat, so you boleh call them, ask them to doa for you. Okay. So mungkin dia punya doa lebih ikhlas ke kan, sebab you all kan student lah, youngsters kan. So mungkin doa you tak sampai kan. So diorang ni yang orang tua-tua, orang lama-lama ni, dia ada sembahyang malam lah, macam-macam kan. So mungkin you boleh ask them to doa for you. Okay. So cakap lah, this part 4 ni susah ni, paper paling susah ni dalam lecturer ni pun tak ni lah, macam-macam lah you cakap lah, you use lah apa-apa. So motivate them to doa for you. Okay. Itu yang penting. Yang penting you motivate them to doa for you. Okay. So kalau you nak use saya punya name pun tak apa. Yang penting dia doa for you. Okay. So maybe bila dia doa tu, mungkin your exam tu is become smooth. Okay. So sometimes you have to believe miracle ni happen. Okay. Jangan terlalu sangat logik. I know you are in accounting, logik, tapi actually miracle is happen. Okay. So jangan tak fikir pasal miracle. You tak percaya dengan ataupun tak yakin dengan kuasa Tuhan. Okay, and then apa lagi saya nak cakap sikit, dah dusku. Okay, so all the best. Okay, and then one more for your on 10 hari bulan 10 Julai, so hari raya haji, hari raya Aidil-Adha. So selamat hari raya Aidil-Adha. And then make sure you jangan lupa your final exam. Raya-raya tapi jangan lupa final exam. You have a final exam after raya break dulu. Okay. Okay, kelas. Anything nak tanya apa-apa? Ada soalan? Okay, so kawan you ada tanya, kalau nak submit project tu hard copy kena buat appointment. Okay, actually you nak submit project tu tak perlu buat appointment. So you just come to my room. Kalau saya tak ada bilik, kalau boleh masuk bawah pintu, you masuk bawah pintu. Assignment tu, kalau muat assignment tu, masuk bawah pintu je, tolak je bawah pintu. Okay, kalau tak boleh tolak bawah pintu, your assignment kalau tebal tak boleh masuk bawah pintu, so you just letak dekat luar. And then you ambil gambar, then you WhatsApp saya. Say you dah hantar. That is a proof lah that you send. Okay, you letak kat bawah tu, you ambil a picture and then WhatsApp saya. Okay. And then saya tahulah, maksudnya ada you all ada hantar, and then saya akan pergi ke bilik, atau saya akan call my friends kat tepi bilik-bilik tu, suruh ambil untuk saya. Okay. So no need to make appointment for submit your hard copy tu. Tapi soft copy kena submit 7 Julai tu, before 7 Julai tu. Jangan lupa. Okay. Hard copy tak apa. Okay, kalau tak ada apa, thank you class, you can dismiss. So all the best for your final exam. Okay, thank you. Can dismiss.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Doktor.
Doktor. Selamat Hari Raya.
Thank you, Doktor.
Thank you, Doktor. Selamat Raya.
Thank you, Doktor.
Sama.
Thank you, Doktor.